Hi folks, Hedley Trounson from Jade Software here again. In this video we're going to look at inverse references and a Joub collection type called member key dictionary. The first thing we're going to look at is an inverse reference. In the example we've been building we have two references. Both at this stage need to be manually maintained. The idea of an inverse reference is that we only need to maintain one end of this relationship and the other end is automatically maintained by the Joub database. To define an inverse reference, we first need to decide which end of the relationship will be manually updated and automatically maintained by the database. In our example, we're going to update the mobile phone end of the relationship and the person will be automatically updated. Let's start by updating our reference on the mobile phone object. First we specify that it's going to be the manual end of an inverse reference. In these curly braces, type inverse and then specify the name of the class that contains the inverse reference. In this case, person. Then type 2 colons and then select the reference on the person class that references the mobile phone. In this case, my mobile phone. That's all there is to creating an inverse reference in a Joub database. This means when the owner reference is set on a mobile phone object, the my mobile phone reference on the person object is automatically set to correspond with that mobile phone. Now if we decide that a person can have multiple mobile phones, we need a collection of mobile phones in the person class that we can look up. The type of collection we will use is called a member key dictionary. This is a Joub collection type that we can define a key or keys on to allow for a quick lookup of our objects. A member key dictionary needs three things: a name, a membership type, and a key. The name of our member key dictionary will be mobile phones by device ID. The membership type will be mobile phone, and our key will be the device ID of the mobile phone. So let's see what that looks like when we flesh it out in our YOML file. We start by typing class, just as we did for our other two Joub classes. Give it the name. Then in angled brackets you provide the membership type. So this was mobile phone. And then we give it a colon and then say that it's going to be a member key dictionary. And we then need to define the key for the member key dictionary. So this is going to be the device ID. You'll notice this is underlined red. This is because the string device ID on the mobile phone class hasn't been defined with a length. Joub won't let us use a string value as a key unless we define a maximum length for it. So let's say a mobile phone device ID can't be any longer than 50 characters. That's removed our error and we can continue. Now let's change the reference on person to be a reference to a collection of mobile phones by device ID. Give it a more appropriate name, my mobile phones. Then we need to update the other end of the inverse reference. So that's the last thing we need to change to set up our inverse references and our member key dictionary. This means that when the owner reference on a mobile phone is set to a person, the mobile phone is automatically added to the collection of mobile phones on the person. If we then set the owner on the mobile phone to a different user, it is then removed from the collection of mobile phones from the previous user. That's all for now. Be sure to check out my next video where I'll show you how to deploy this database definition to the Joub database so that we can begin writing some code.